Welcome into Oilers TV Playoffs presented by Sport Check. Chris Wescott alongside former NHLer turned local media man Jason Strudwick. Jason, thanks for joining me today. We're about to break down a do-or-die, winner-take-all Game 7.
Oh, man, lots of fun. Edmonton is jacked. The flags all over the cars. People are ready to rumble.
And 18,000 people are going to be in here to watch it at Rogers Place, sold out in less than 2 minutes. So they're excited here. Maybe some nerves in Anaheim for this one of the Oilers. Give us some player insight. What is going on in their heads heading into Game 7?
I never got a chance to play in any Game 7s in the NHL, but I did do it in the Western Hockey League. Now, it's maybe not as many eyes on the games. It's still the same emotion. I think that there will be some nerves, but what you're really looking for is just to get dialed in on what you do well. So whether you're a checker, a scorer, or a goalie, just think about what is important for you to do well. And I think, for instance, Lucic, great physical player last game. They need the same from him again.
How big is he in the room? He has the most experience in Game 7s, 10 in his career, 4 goals, 2 assists in those 10 games. How big is he heading into tonight?
I don't see Lucic standing up in the dressing room and doing a lot of crazy speeches and, win one for the Gipper and all that type of stuff. What I see him more, he's going to be talking just keeping the room relaxed. Because, you don't need to be worked up. The guy's already amped up enough. Just think of the fans, now think as a player how excited to be. You want to bring that level down, make sure you're prepared, but not over-prepared and taking, maybe foolish penalties or playing out of your skin.
Well, their captain doesn't have any experience in NHL Game 7s, but he says that he kind of lets the room talk amongst themselves. And for more on the room and the Oilers' mentality going tonight, let's go to Tom Gazzola at Anaheim.
Fellas, for a team that is facing elimination a second straight game, the Oilers were pretty loose but confident in the dressing room following the optional morning skate. Contrast that with the Ducks room, which had a much more serious tone to it. However, Anaheim head coach Randy Carlyle was pretty upbeat in his press conference this morning, even cracking some jokes. Now, both teams heading into this game are emphasizing drawing first blood. History heavily favors the team that scores first in Game 7s. Teams that are able to get that first goal have a 124-42 record all-time in Game 7s. That's a staggering .747 winning percentage. Chris, Jason, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Tom. So the Oilers, a quiet, comfortable, confident bunch going into this game. Maybe some momentum carries over from Game 6. The way that they beat Anaheim, a lot of the players say no. The game ends and you move forward and it's a whole new game. But do you feel that the way they came out in an elimination game and beat the Ducks last game 7-1, does that carry over at all?
Well, what a performance. They came out, you could tell right from the drop of the puck, they were ready to go. And that's what I watch for. And tonight, watch to see, are they sharp? Are the first couple passes on the tape? Do they win that face-off? Do they go offside early, or is there bad icing? Last game, they were sharp right from the get-go. We're looking for that again tonight. But I think for the Edmonton Oilers, being relaxed is what you want to be. There's very little pressure on them right now. The expectations weren't that this team would move on to the conference final. But on the flip side of that, these opportunities don't happen all the time. We heard Milan Lucic talk about that earlier in this series, say, the younger guys have to understand that next year things might not fall into place like this. So you're here now, you're one game away, one win away from the conference final. Take advantage of that and push forward.
Does it help that Game 7 isn't their first elimination game? Game 6 was. Sure. They got a taste of it. They had success in it. Does that help them moving into tonight?
I think it does. When you have flying with no extra fuel, you do get a little bit nervous. They've been through it before. They came out and they played very well. Everyone on the whole team played very well. So I think for tonight, the guys, they want to come out, and the momentum, I don't think it shifts into this game, but feeling good about yourself going to this game is a great thing. Maybe Gibson, he had a bit of a tough start to last game. Didn't finish it. I wonder where his mindset is heading to this Game 7.
This has been the highest scoring series so far in the entire NHL in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but it's Game 7. And you talked about goaltending there with Gibson. Do we expect it maybe to be a little bit less scoring tonight, or do we expect, hey, it's the same series, same two teams, there's going to be a lot of goals? What do we expect?
Yeah, I think it'll play a little bit tighter. When you look at these two teams, they have that ability to lock it down and play hard games. I think I looked for a guy like Getzlaf, look at Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, the top players in this game. They're going to be very aware of not giving up opportunities to the other team, but stealing chances if they are able and go on the offense. But I'm looking for a little bit tighter game tonight and expect both goaltenders who have been very good in this series to be equal up to the task.
Let's go to the Honda Center and hear from some of the players around the Oilers locker room.
Yeah, there's no real momentum. Every game's a different battle, and it really doesn't matter how we got here. It just matters we're here, and next one wins. We've had good starts, we've had bad starts as well. So obviously, it is important to have a good start in a game like this, where everyone's probably anxious and all that. So you want to put that doubt in their mind early.
I think the mentality has to be, the mindset has to be like we had last game. Backs are against the wall, and you got to go out and leave it all out there. We've done a lot of talking all season long and throughout the playoffs, and I think the guys know what's at stake and know how to rise to the occasion, and we're going to need a lot of that tonight.
This is what you dream of growing up. I mean, Game 7 here in Anaheim, it's going to be a lot of fun, and especially the way the guys played last game. I mean, it gave myself and the guys a lot of confidence and a lot of energy. So, looking forward for tonight.
It's never easy. That start in Edmonton the other night wasn't an easy task by any means, and we know that Anaheim will be prepared. They're playing at home. They're a veteran team. They've got a lot of experience and composure, and they're going to give us a much better battle right off the bat. In an ideal world, you'd like to repeat that, but we don't live in an ideal world. We've got to go out and earn opportunities early.
So that's what the players had to say in Anaheim. One more thought on the Oilers. Ryan Kessler this morning in the Anaheim room, he talked about how Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, both equally talented, dangerous players in this series, but Draisaitl's having more of the success right now. Coming off a 5-point night in Game 6, do we expect more duck hunting from Leon Draisaitl?
Well, what a monster. Both are great players, and Kessler's 100% right, but I do feel that Draisaitl is tailor-made to play against the Ducks. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, and he embraces the contact. He wants to feel people leaning on him. He can handle it, much like Anze Kopitar. So, I mean, this
his
series
favorite player, by the way.
Well, that is ironic. And I remember the first time they played against each other, he talked about how Kopitar took him to school, really, and he had to pick up his game. So I think Draisaitl has been built for this game. He's built for this series. I still expect great things out of Draisaitl, but don't count out McDavid. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I think he wants to be heard in this series. I look for him to be flying around the ice tonight.
In his first NHL Game 7. We're going to talk about the Ducks in Part 2 coming up on Oilers TV Playoffs, presented by Sport Chek.